Good morning. We'll call this meeting to order. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Regent Hale,
Here.
Regent Roddy,
Here.
Regent Secretary Henderson, here. Regent Hammonds, here. Regent Ham. Chair Milliken,
Here.
Regent Nichols, here. Regent Speller,
Present.
Vice Chair Thomas, here. Chair West, here. Regent Robinson.
Here.
We have 11 regents present, representing a quorum.
Very good. The first item on our agenda for this morning is the nominating committee. I'll call on Regent Brody to present the proposed slate of officers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, I'd like to thank my fellow committee members, Regent Nichols and Regent Helm, for their help. And I'd like to present for approval the following: Regent Jan West for chair, Regent Doris Thomas, vice chair, Regent Dr. Melissa Dennison, secretary, and Susan Howard, executive vice president for strategy and operations and finance, treasurer.
Do we have any nominations from the floor? If not, I would entertain a motion that the slate of officers as proposed be elected by acclamation. Do I have such a motion? So moved. Have a motion. Second.
Second.
Motion been made and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I just wanted to say a couple of things. I'm very excited and very honored to serve as a chair. I first came to the Hill 42 years ago now. I was a freshman here, and a lot has changed. There's been a lot of progress. It looks completely different, but everything that was special about Western is the same to me. The spirit is the same. All the things that make it unique are the same. And so that's a great testament to the university. And I really look forward to working with President Camboni, the leadership team, the board. We have a wonderful board, very talented, very collegial board. And, we have challenges as always, but I have faith in this board and leadership, meet the challenges. We have a wonderful faculty. And the highlight of the meetings for me the last few years, or one of them, has been to hear from the faculty members about their research and their apps they've developed, the books they've written. And so I hope we continue that. And we're very happy to have Rush Robinson, our newest member. He's going to be a great representative for the students. We found that out yesterday in our retreat. He was wonderful. So he's going to be great. And I'm just ready to get to work. And first thing I'm going to work on my gavel skills. Bear Milliken is very. I'm going to have to learn to get here really hard. But it's an honor and a privilege, and I appreciate the confidence that the board has in me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Chair West. And before we move on, one of the great privileges I have as president is getting to work very closely with the chair of the board. And it is interesting because we spend an amount of time together that most folks don't understand. Regent Bale and I began this with our Wednesday afternoon telephone calls every week, unless something's disturbed us, and that continued with Regent Higdon, then Regent Bale again, and then Chair Milliken. And during the course of those Wednesday afternoons, you get to know a person and develop a friendship and a relationship. And Regent Milliken, I so appreciate both your service, your leadership, what you've done for this board. And it was a pleasure to spend Wednesday afternoons with you. And I will miss our chats. Chair West will get to know what those are like. But we have a special thank you. But Regent Milliken is not leaving us. He completed his 6 years of service, and we just got word that the governor has reappointed him for an additional 6 years of service. So congratulations. And given that you served as chair, we thought it would probably be an appropriate symbolically to actually give you a chair. And so, you want to come get a picture with the chair and me, or?
Yeah, right.
Thank you for all you've done. I appreciate it. Thank you for all you've done. I just want to say it has been my pleasure to serve as chairman of this board. And that pleasure is because of all of you. I cannot imagine a better group of people to work with than you, all of you. I appreciate your cooperation and all your help during my tenure. And I appreciate all you do for Western. That's what we're all about here. And it is obvious from your actions that you put Western first. And that's what it's all about. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Curry. Good to know again, we have some big shoes to fill over here, I do, so appreciate it very much.
You've got the gal.
Learn how to use it. Our next item of business, we have the oath of office for our new regent. So if you want to join me, right? Face me and raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of member of the Board of Regents of Western Kentucky University according to law?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you, being a citizen of the state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state or out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending. So help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, congratulations, and we have this beautiful pen for you. Good, congratulations.
Thank you, Master. This is such an honor. No words can describe it. If I haven't got a chance to introduce my family, I have my beautiful mom right here, Mom, Paula. She just had surgery, so forgive her for being up there. I'm sure she'll tell you that. My awesome dad, Paul, so Paul and Paula, right? And then my lovely sister in the back there, who graduated just a couple years ago, and I'm sure she'd be happy to tell you what she's been getting up to. But seriously, this is such an honor, and I won't take any more of your time. Thank you guys so much.
Happy to have you. The next item of business is approval of the minutes from the second quarterly meeting, which is on June 5th. Does anybody have any changes or additions, any comments about the minutes? Hearing none, I will take a motion to approve the minutes from the second quarter meeting.
So moved.
Second? Second. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the motion passes, the minutes are approved. And we have the next item on our agenda is the Academic Affairs Committee, and we are going to hear from their interview. Oh, sure.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have just 6 items today. Started the first item, approval of academic program suspension, literacy and post-secondary settings. Provost Fisher.
Yes, thank you for that. Looking to suspend graduate certificate in literacy and secondary settings. And is there anything else we would like to say?
It's a-
Murphy?
It's a function of low enrollment, where in conjunction with reflecting on our current education environment, the certificate no longer serves the purpose it did at the time of its inception, and it hasn't had a daily role.
Do I have a motion? Motion. Second. Second. Any comment, question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Second item is approval academic program suspension, college and career readiness. Provost Fisher.
Yes, I'd like to see if E. Murphy would like to say something about that.
Good morning, by the way. So the college and career readiness certificate started in conjunction with the state effort around college and career readiness. It was aligned with state level standards with an effort to enhance our secondary colleagues in high school to help the motion across the state, the movement that was necessary, and the momentum never took hold. And so here we are closing it. It is not relevant to anything that's happening in the schools right now, and we don't have it in.
Have a motion? So moved. Motion made, second. Second. Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Third item is approval academic program suspension in the disciplinary professionalism and debt.
Can we continue with Dean Murphy?
There have been no new enrollees in this program. Ever, and so closing these programs.
I have a motion. Motion second. Any discussion, comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Fourth item is approval of artificial intelligence and technology leader certificate.
Yeah, I would say, I'm gonna, before I let Dean Murphy talk today. Is in this case, I think this is one of the most important things we do. Certificates that are built around artificial intelligence, which seems to be the hottest topic as we speak today. I was even in Spencer's this morning and I was talking to a large number of people from the city. And they were asking about what we were doing and where we were headed and how we would handle it as the future came. And we're in the middle of trying to figure out how to put guidelines around it, not running away from it, but trying to figure out how to use it right and where you use it right and where you don't use it. And that's really important to have certificates because I think lots of businesses and industries are in that same boat as we speak and we move in that direction. So would you like to add something, Dean Murphy?
I would just offer that, much like higher education, high schools are the apex of where we have to learn and we also have to teach. And so this certificate program, in addition to enhancing our AI footprint for the university and the community, is built on a train the trainer model, where our educators who are already leaders in their school will learn how to train their school, their staff, on how to then ethically and efficiently use AI within the context of K-12 classrooms, but also in the readiness for non-post-secondary graduates who go on to trade and labor. So there's quite a bit of utility here, and the succession of leaders and train and trainer models are really important to the infrastructure.
Have a motion. Made, second. Okay. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Fifth item, approval of emeritus appointment.
Yes, we have Dr. Kevin Smoltz, retired in December of 2024 after 22 years of service at WKU. Prior to that, he worked in business and industry and in higher education. He's been unanimously supported by the faculty for emeritus. He has done tons of things. He was in the engineering department especially with students. If you look at his history, the highlights of his service include mentoring student projects, co-chairing the ASM Student Design Competition, and leading the 2022 Mechanical Engineering ABET accreditation. If you don't know anything about ABET, ABET is a pain in the butt to try to get accreditation with, and it's been great that we continue to be that. That makes a huge difference in our engineering program. And in addition to that, since he's retired, he's still around. We see him all the time. He's on campus constantly, and especially with the students. He's with the students building the canoes and all the other things that go along with student engineering projects. So well-deserved emeritus status.
Have a motion? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
You vote. Motion passes. Move on to the sixth item, approval of required performance and productivity evaluations for faculty members and the president.
We are by HB 424 has a number of things that we have to meet as we try to meet that legislation. One of the ones that we have to meet is mandatory evaluations for the faculty and the president. In what they wrote, that has to occur on a 4-year period. I handed you what we do, and what you saw is that we do annual evaluations. We do continuous every year until tenure, and then we do after tenure, we do post-tenure review, and it's done on an annual basis. And in association with the law, what it said is that the Board of Regents had to approve our evaluation process. So I gave you the evaluation process in this. I also included in that a summary of the requirements for this bill. I also included the bill. And lastly, when we talk about looking at performance of faculty, I handed you 2 specific, and I believe one of them was biology, of what they have to meet to be able to be tenured and continue to work. What are their performance and productivity expectations? So all of that was put in there to meet the spirit of the bill and to show you that it's not easy to get there. That there is lots and lots of requirements, and you are checked yearly as we move forward. So we certainly meet the spirit of the law. Any questions?
So for some clarity, I do think my department's in here as well. And as someone who was I've taught at multiple institutions, and all of them had annual evaluation. And so I've been through this process far too many times to count.
Sure.
Just for clarity purposes for everyone, there's nothing new in this.
No.
This is the process.
It's what we've been using forever.
And so even though the legislator has asked that we have this, we already have this process, we're doing it much more quickly, what they're requiring.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new for the faculty, and again, we're above and beyond here. And I can attest that there is quite a bit of materials that, we've done tenure. Talk about this. Nurse review is rigorous and is granted, starts with the faculty and the department. And once you're done with that, there is this post-tenure review that's still continued, where we are submitting everything about teaching, research, and service. And that includes developing. We're still expected to be active. So, the stereotype of a faculty member who's disengaged, disinterested, and not around, is not true at WKU. They choose to be here, and we make sure of that, so that
Yes.
we're still meeting everything as we've had before here.
Yeah, I mean, it's no change at all. Made it pretty easy. I just had to put the packet together. It's exactly what we've been doing from the day I walked on campus. And the only change has been is that the departments who determine the criteria for tenure and for evaluation have gone through a process to update them. And that's where we are.
If we have changes, does that have to come back before the board? Or is it just this one time?
I think that would have to come back the way I read it. But it's not changes in what the department needs to do. It would be a change in how we do the overall evaluation. And I don't think that coming anytime soon.
Chair Howman, and as a reminder to the board, for those who've not been through the process before, you all evaluate me annually. There's a survey that goes out and is returned and compiled by our our folks internally, and then there's an annual conversation with the chair where we talk about opportunities for growth and what's going well, and it's quite a formative evaluation, so I'm thankful for it.
Questions or comments? Is there a motion? Made a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Madam Chair, close the business of the academic affairs.
No, we have one more information item. So, oh, sorry. As we have moved and as we have revamped areas across campus to be what I would say is more responsive and with the ability to try to continue to grow enrollment, one of the things we have made or produced over the last about year and a half has been academic program marketing. And I asked Morgan Gossett to be here today because I think if you hear how we're attacking that as we speak, there's been a huge change on this campus to try to touch students and to get them to understand. Yesterday, we talked about perception of who we were was a question that was asked early on yesterday, and about how do we show ourselves to students. And I think we can show that today in this presentation. Morgan?
Thank you, Provost Fisher. Good morning, everyone. As Provost Fisher mentioned, my name is Morgan Gossett, and I'm the Director of Academic Program Marketing here at WKU. First of all, thank you for letting me have a few minutes of your time this morning, and thank you for all that you do for our Hilltopper community. It does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate each and every one of you. But in an effort to be conscientious of your time, let me go ahead and get started. First and foremost, I want you to know that academic program marketing and enrollment marketing as a whole is not a one-size-fits-all matter here. Students, the ones that we're recruiting today, our prospective student market, they are ever changing, as you all know, and it is no longer just the idea that we want to be personal with them, but it is the expectation that we personalize our outreach to these students. Gen Z especially lives in a world of algorithms where their entertainment is curated for them and they're seeing exactly what they want to see every time they unlock their phone. The same expectation is there whenever they are pursuing the college decision-making process. So we have to adapt to that. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. There we go. So our unit actually sits at an intersection of three main pillars that we're going to talk about, and that is marketing, communications, and brand. Marketing is what actually gets those students into the door. We are putting it out in front of them. They're going to take the first step. Communications is how we guide them through the process. Every student comes to us from a different place, and we have to get them to the final step, which is becoming a Hilltopper. And then finally, we have brand. And that is arguably some of the most important work that we do, because brand is what makes a student decide and believe that WKU is the place for them in pursuing higher education and securing the future that they want for themselves and their families. So, as you can imagine, this requires a little bit of proactive effort. So I wanted to take just a second and give you a tiny glimpse here at what our communication plan might look like from an enrollment marketing standpoint at the beginning of the year. We are looking for our enrollment marketing to meet the things that you see here on the left side. First of all, we want it to be driven by the enrollment funnel, from prospect to inquiry, inquiry to applicant, and applicant to enroll. We have to help students take each and every step. Sometimes we're going to get a student on August 1st of their senior year to apply, and then we are going to see them again here the following August. And that's wonderful. But then sometimes we're not going to see a student until July. And then we're going to engage with them and get them here the very next month. We have to be adaptable in that way, and we have to take them each step of the way. We also want to be conscientious of personalization opportunities. So we are taking a lot of data in on these students. And the expectation is that as a student tells us something, that we remember it. So if they say that one of their college motivators is that they are interested in the overall college experience, they want to get involved in campus, they want to feel like they are part of something bigger than themselves, we're going to talk to them about that. If they tell us that they're interested in accounting, we're going to make sure that they feel that they already know what they need about the Gordon Ford College of Business, who's going to be leading their classrooms, and what their classmates are going to be involved in. And in the same way, though, we must be flexible throughout the recruitment cycle. Every day, things are changing. Higher ed is in flux. Motivations are changing from day to day in terms of what makes a student decide what their future is going to look like. And so we have to adapt to those changes. Fortunately, in our unit, we're using Slate, which is a prospective student CRM, customer relationship management software. We're able to store the data points that a student tells us. We're able to personalize their communication to include the data points they've shared, and then also adapt very, very quickly. So it's ideal that we start the year and have everything prepped and planned, but we know that on day to day, we're going to have to adapt as the cycle needs us to. And in general, our market is changing. We can thank social media and the world of technology for some of the quick changes that we have to incorporate, but we are needing to make sure that we listen. And that's one of the things that perhaps has been the biggest change over time. And I'll provide an example. We recently initiated a text message campaign that went completely against all the market research that has been pushed out in regards to how to reach prospective students. They say you have to make sure that if you were to send a text message to a student, that I, Morgan Gossett, am talking to you specifically. But I thought, you know, I'm also seeing that these students are a little intimidated by personal one-on-one conversations sometimes. So we flipped the script. And although it was me sending the text message, took advantage of the data points that we have in the system, I made the message personal to the student. I still made it feel like they were talking to a bot. We said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to do X? Depending upon that response would determine what I sent them next. And for the student group that we hadn't reached yet, their engagement skyrocketed. And so it's those adaptable approaches that we are able to take that really make a true difference. And then finally, we want it to be easily customizable for reporting. Because at the end of the day, what we're doing is not just creative, it's also measurable. I want to be able to know that every effort that we take, every action that we put forth, we can tell you exactly what the return on that was and how students responded to it. That also relates directly back to every other point I've made. Because if we are not achieving those previous bullet points, then we have to be able to change the way that we are talking to students. And then finally, know that all of this is in response to the student experience, right? We aren't doing this just to say that we did it, but we want to make sure that the student experience itself is what they are looking for. And so I'm going to give you a quick glimpse here at what a student might experience when they are looking for a program here at WKU. So I've zoomed in because I had a feeling this screen might be a little small, but ultimately, you are a high school student. You know that you want to stay in the state of Kentucky. You took an accounting class in high school and you think that might be the right fit for you. So you hop on Google and accounting programs in Kentucky. Based on SEO, search engine optimization, that our unit is doing, we're going to try to make sure that the very first link that you see at the top of that page is Western Kentucky University Accounting, and more specifically, Accounting Prospective Student Landing Page. One of the components on this page is going to include why study accounting and why study accounting at WKU. In a society where higher education itself, the value is brought into question, we have to make sure that students understand that not only do we have the program they want, but there's a reason why they should study that program and why they should study it here, why higher education is going to make a difference for them. And then from that point, they're going to also fill out an inquiry form on the page. If we know about the student, then most of that's going to pre-fill for them. But ultimately, they just need to tell us who they are and their preferred method of contact. At that point, we're also going to connect them with a faculty member. This is all automated, and we work with our communications coordinators within each college to make sure that we have the accurate depiction of the department at each level. And in that way, we're also making the WKU difference. Because if a student is looking for accounting in Kentucky, we want to make sure that they also understand why the program here at WKU is going to be different and a better fit for them than any other institution that may offer the same program. And a lot of times our faculty is what makes that difference. So as we connect them with a faculty member, their department chair, right off the bat, we're able to make sure that they understand that they're more than a number in a classroom. They are a name, a student, and they will have those one-on-one connections. And then admittedly, I'll tell you what this is here at the bottom of this email. It's a lot of code. So you might see some parentheses and some question marks and some exclamation points. I added that as a reference point because this email, while it is automated, while it has a general content structure for every student, there are intricacies within it that make sure that every message is just a little bit different. Like I said, we are taking note of what a student tells us. We're taking note of where the student is at the funnel. And then we're making sure that every single message is in alignment with what the student needs. So this one you'll see throughout the message, it is telling the student what they want to know about accounting, telling them specifically about what they can expect with this department chair. It's also hitting on some of those college motivators that they might have told us about. And then at the end, we're driving home what the next step is that they need to take in order to become a Hilltopper. So this is all within one message for one student, and no two messages look alike. But it doesn't stop there. So ultimately, we are doing that level of intricacy on all of our messaging, but we're also seeking to establish consistency with our brand. We want it to be reiterative and we want it to be eye-catching. So if we're telling a student to do something via text message, they're also getting it via email. They're also getting it in their mailbox as a postcard, and they're seeing it in IP targeting. So when it's time for a student to enroll to attend our Topper Orientation Program, we are making sure that this is at the forefront of their thinking and that they know what that next step is. Every student is going to come to us with different knowledge about the higher education process. As a regional comprehensive institution, we have a lot of first-generation students. They need this extra assistance throughout the process, and that's what we're seeking to give them. But the last thing I want to leave you with today is just this. Understand that we know that students are not going to take a prescriptive path. We are not expecting every student to get to us in the same way. And everything that we are doing, our strategy is built around being able to hold the hands of the students that need to get here, that are meant to be here, and also portray to them that WKU is the choice for them, the choice for students within our region as they seek to secure the future they want for themselves and for their families. So I'm going to stop there for today, and I'll open the floor for questions.
I think this is, they just relate so much differently than we did, so trying to comprehend this is hard for me and probably for most of us, but it sounds like this is a great thing. It's the right way to go about it. So thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. They present something new to us every day.
Morgan, I appreciate you as well. I'm sorry, that for every acronym you told us what it should be. I'm getting rushed like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I would say it's made a huge difference for us. I mean, 3 years ago, we were struggling to figure out how to get to the students. What's the right way? How do we even evaluate what we did? We do this constantly. Morgan and I will talk, John Mark and I will talk. We're evaluating every day. Okay, we ran this. Did students open it? Did it mean anything to them? Did we get a response? If it doesn't, it goes that way and we try a different way, right? It's a constant trying to put us in front of them so that we become an option for the future. And that's great for seniors, but we're back at juniors, and we're talking about back at sophomores, and you're almost doing it. Pretty soon we'll be in kindergarten, right? I mean, that's where we're really headed. And I think it's made a huge difference. And along with that, the difference is the branding. I always tell the story. I came on this campus the first day, walked to Potter Hall to see Susan, and I walked in, and what we had for branding was 27 different colors. And I thought, what the hell is our color? I mean, is it purple? I don't think it's purple, right? I mean, I knew what it was. And if you go anywhere now, it's what we are. And and I will tell you, it's the right red, right? We don't make mistakes anymore. I mean, it's the 6-digit red that we have lots of conversations about, right? That this has to be this color. And that's very important because they should see that red and know it's us. And know that, and I think it makes a different image of the institution.
I'll pick up on that. It's so marketing academic programs is very different than marketing the institution. And faculty are tremendous at teaching and research and advising and all the things that we ask faculty to do. But sometimes they're not the best marketers or graphic designers, especially if they aren't in marketing or graphic design. But they like to control a lot of things, including the look feel of their pieces. And so what we managed to do, and Morgan and her group, is develop relationships with department chairs and faculty where they're comfortable ceding that control because the return that comes to them is a piece or a process that represents them in a way that they're comfortable. And so that's actually the most important part of what we've done. I still occasionally see interesting things floating out there in the marketing space. I think I saw a bat for the folklore program one time. I'm like, why do we have a bat? And I still not got an explanation for that. But we're getting more brand consistency every day, and folks know what the correct Pantone number is for red. So I'm also proud of that too.
Yes. Any other comment? Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you all.
Great job.
Madam Chair, I believe that now.
Okay, thank you. And we've had a request. We're gonna take a short break for about 10 minutes, come back about 9:45.
Never seen it get voted down.
All right, everybody, we're back and we are moving on to the executive committee. And the first item that we have on the agenda is an approval to convey an easement to the Glasgow Power Board. And I think, Susan, are you gonna present that to the power?
Well, really, all I need to do, Madam Chair, is just introduce Jennifer Tugas. She's been working on the easement and she's gonna go for a couple of slides.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
We have a request, from, the Glasgow Power Board. If we could go to the next slide. It's the adjacent property, which the little red line leads to, really doesn't have access to power from any other direction. And so the request from the Glasgow Power Board is to allow for an easement of approximately 200 feet. For utility boring, it would be 36 inches underground, so you won't see it on the surface. It does cross the property that WKU owns, but it's currently leased by Stantec. The Derrick's Road in Glasgow supports the Stantec. And that is the request. If there was ever any development in the future that would require relocating the easement or the power conduit, then they would move it at their expense. So that's the request from Glasgow Power Board. I got the easement language last night. We had some work to do on the easement language itself. But that's the request.
Do we have a motion to approve the easement?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Amanda review. Action item 2 is approval of philanthropic naming request for the Gordon Ford College of Business.
Thank you, Chair West. It is my honor today to seek approval for the philanthropic naming of the new Gordon Ford College of Business as the Amy and David Chandler Hall in recognition of a $7.5 million commitment to the college. Amy Held Chandler is a lifelong resident of Bowling Green, earning a degree in political science in 1993. Having spent a career in public service, she would go on to make history in 2004 by becoming the first woman elected as Warren County Attorney. David Chandler. He came to WKU from Owasso, Oklahoma, and he earned a degree in science in 1982 before launching a distinguished career in business and civic development, marked by strong leadership and civic engagement. Amy and Dave are fixtures in this community, supporting myriad causes that span child advocacy, financial literacy, and small business development. On campus, they have served the Hilltopper Athletic Foundation, the WKU Alumni Association, the Gordon Ford College of Business Advisory Board, the College Heights Foundation, to name a few. And this fiscal year will celebrate Dave's 40th consecutive year of giving to this institution, most notably marked prior to today by his investment in the Chandler Memorial Chapel, which opened in 2010. When asked why they decided to support this project, Dave commented, "WKU holds a special place of pride in our hearts. It is where we discovered our passion for business and built the foundation for our future. We are honored to be able to support the construction of the new home of the Gordon Ford College of Business with this gift. It reflects our belief in the power of education." Representing Dave and Amy today are two of their daughters, Amy Milliken Thomas, who is a 2020 CHHS graduate in healthcare administration and a 2021 MBA graduate of the Gordon Ford College of Business. She currently works with Franklin Bank and Trust Company here in Bowling Green. We also have Chloe Milliken, a 2024 graduate of the Gordon Ford College of Business and Marketing, and she is a resource development manager at the United Way of Southern Kentucky. Chair West.
Thank you. And I know Abby and Chloe wanted to say a few words, but we will go ahead and, accept a motion first for approval of the naming request.
So moved.
Second? Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. All opposed? And the motion passes. And Abby and Chloe, would y'all like to come forward and say a few words?
Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to come here and represent our mom and stepdad, Amy and David Chandler. On their behalf and ours, we just want to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation for this opportunity, and we're excited to watch it come to life. So thank you guys again.
Yes, we're just so grateful to be here this morning and pour back into the university that's poured so much into our family. So thank you so much.
In the role as president, you get to build relationships with folks, certainly with Regents and folks across the campus. But one of the most meaningful relationships that I get to develop are with folks who invest in the institution. And for me, having an Amy and Dave's name on this facility is a terrific symbol of what we do as an institution. Dave will talk about, and Amy will talk about the effect that it's had on them, their careers and their lives. But for me, it's also a chance to demonstrate to our students what we do and that what the possibilities that we create for them. That without us, they might not have had the same paths. And so I just think it's a testament to who they are, that they continue to invest, but also a wonderful story to tell our students and prospective students about what we do.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to, action item 3, and Amanda, again, we have approval of, some naming requests or additional requests for the Gordon Ford College of Business.
Thank you, Chair West. In addition to the naming of the facility, I'm pleased to present today an additional 13 naming opportunities. These are all above $50,000 in recognition of philanthropic support of the college. The 13ers Fraternity Classroom is in recognition of a gift from various members of the 13ers fraternity. The Baird Lobby in recognition of a gift from the Perry Group and the Vitale Group of Bowling Green, Kentucky. The Barker Family Sales Classroom in recognition of a gift from Ann and Andy Barker of Bowling Green. The Gary and Gail Brody Classroom in recognition of a gift from the Brodys of Franklin, Kentucky. The Browning Family Reflection Pool in recognition of a gift from Craig and Deborah Browning of Smiths Grove. Donald R. and Irene S. Disney Classroom in recognition of a gift from the Disneys of Ocala, Florida. The Forbes Mazars Coffee Lounge in recognition of a gift from the employees of Forbes Mazars of Bowling Green. The Franklin Bank and Trust Company Boardroom in recognition of a gift from Franklin Bank and Trust of Bowling Green. Franklin and Bowling Green. Jimmy Gibson Classroom in recognition of a gift from Joe and Charlie Reeves of Louisville, Kentucky. The Rick and Ann Gilliam Classroom in recognition of a gift from Rick and Ann of Louisville, Kentucky. The Houchins Industries Auditorium in recognition of a gift from Houchins in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The Douglas Gordon Martin Courtyard in recognition of a gift from Doug Martin of Cape Coral, Florida. And the Suzanne and Steve Reed Terrace in recognition of a gift from Suzanne and Steve Reed of Franklin, Tennessee. To date, this represents over $13 million in gifts in total that have been pledged or committed to the Gordon Ford College of Business. We have 35 total named spaces in the facility and over 100 alumni and friends who have supported the project with gifts that are going towards the donor wall. And the gifts are still coming in, so we're still counting and are working towards several additional gift announcements prior to the September 19th grand opening. Chair West.
Thank you. And I think we move on to a vote on the naming request. Do we have a motion to approve the requests?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Chair West, I'd like to recuse myself.
Okay. All opposed? Motion passes. Great, thank you. And I think we have an update, philanthropy update, Amanda.
We do. A lot of great news to celebrate today on the heels of these announcements. Thank you all for your approval of these important naming opportunities that are in our new facility. Just a quick update from me for fiscal year 25, which was a great year for our philanthropy and alumni engagement team and the institution as a whole. As you can see here, we've announced over $44.5 million of philanthropic support to the institution, which is the highest in institution's history. That was bolstered by this commitment that we've announced today, as well as several other large commitments that you all have heard about in the past few months, which I'll highlight here in a minute. It's about $20 million over what we're allowed here. And if you look at our numbers, that 20 million exists in about 6 gifts. And so again, I think that speaks to and shows, 83% of our gifts are coming from major gifts. So those are gifts above 25,000. You're starting to see, again, that growing disparity in income and philanthropy. Fewer people are giving, but people are giving more. And so it becomes even more important for us to build relationships and cultivate strong relationships with those that can make these impactful gifts to the institution. Very proud of the work across the university. The president, College Heights Foundation, our team in the philanthropy and alumni engagement team, as well as athletics, all pitch in together and work together to reach this tremendous milestone for the institution. A few of the gifts I wanted to highlight that we have already announced this year that you've likely seen in the news. First off, there we have Danny Dunn from the Bill Gatton Foundation. We announced a $5.25 million gift. Bill Gatton Foundation earlier this spring. $5 million of that went to support the Gatton Academy and help our students outside of the classroom in research, applied learning, things that will help them as they pursue their academic endeavors. $250,000 of that gift went to support the LifeWorks organization and continue their support there. Of course, Miss Dixie Mahurin, you all read recently about our first endowed athletics position for our men's head coaching position. And so we celebrate this life-changing, generation-changing, as Todd mentioned yesterday, investment in our men's athletics basketball program and their investment there. And then Dawn and Irene Disney, we announced and got the match from the state that we discussed earlier this spring. But again, our first deanship at the institution. For College and Health and Human Services. So these are 3 remarkable gifts, 2 that are very unique and new for the institution that we hope to continue that momentum into this current fiscal year. Hard to believe it's been almost a year since the Where Opportunity Leads celebration, but we did celebrate reaching our Opportunity Fund milestone this fiscal year, $102 million. We had a great event in the Commons where we engaged with our students. They showed how our philanthropic support helps them reach their goals and their endeavors. Great picture there of Regent Brody engaging with our Gordon Ford College of Business students there. And we look forward to continue to celebrate that scholarship investment as we go forward. Meet Olivia. Olivia is our new teammate. She is our first virtual engagement officer. And so we were invited back in December to be a part of a research and development cohort with a firm called Givesy. We were one of the first 25 institutions in the country to be invited into that cohort. Olivia is an autonomous virtual engagement officer. I love that Morgan presented about the algorithms and all the things we're doing today, and I like to bring that right into our presentation. So Olivia is 100% autonomous and virtual. Olivia carries a portfolio of 1,000 prospects that she reaches out to via text, email. We sent out an introduction video from Olivia to that portfolio to introduce her as their connection to the institution. We're starting to see great engagement. Olivia doesn't take a day off. Olivia never gets sick. Olivia works every single day. And she has, in her 1,000 person portfolio, has already contacted over 60% of that portfolio 5 times in the last 7 months. So we're really excited to continue to work with Givesy, who is helping us launch this effort and continue to innovate. It's a great way to test out some different markets, some different segments of our portfolios that our in-person gift officers can't reach. So virtual gift officers will not replace our fundraising team. They work alongside our fundraising team. The in-person interactions are very important and will still be very critical to our work. It's a great way to scale that outreach, that personalized outreach to a wider audience. Olivia's raised over $10,000 to date. And so again, we're very excited. We continue to work on ways to refine her outreach and how she's reaching out to our constituents. So it's been a lot of fun for our team to participate in that. There's about 100 schools now that are in this. So again, you just continue to build relationships, glean ideas from others across the country that are doing this work.
Amanda,
Yeah.
you said a pool of 1,000 and you would touch base with 60%, so 600, and you got $10,000. That's awesome. How many like individual people does that represent? Like, how many of those 600 made up this?
Of the gifts?
Sure.
Oh, I'm not going to say because I can't remember the exact number of people that have made gifts for that 10,000. But we launched her on Giving Day, and so that was really connected to that initial outreach on Giving Day, and so a lot of people made gifts instantly. Refining the way in which she's reaching out, we work with them to help. She's scraping our database. Obviously, we're seeding her with newsletters, information, things that would be relevant to the folks that she's reaching out to. And so I'm sorry I don't have that info for you, but I'll let you know. We love it. I think a lot of people thought that she was like logging into a Zoom talking to people, and I'm like, whoa. We had our second annual WKU Day of Giving back in April. And again, just a wonderful day of celebration of the WKU spirit. We raised over $300,000 that day. But it's not just about the amount that we raise, it's about participation. We had 119 new donors on Giving Day. So we placed them into a new first-time donor engagement in order to continue to renew their gifts. You can see a lot of snapshots of the activity we had during that day. We even announced a farm machinery equipment donation with Class, who is a new relationship we have with our farm. And that's going to be an increasing relationship for our farm. And they have a lot of interest now investing in students, in internships, scholarships. So it was fun to announce two big pieces of machinery that are not inexpensive, that our farm can afford. We had our ISEC students participate with some videos that they sent out. Our WKU alumni student alumni group was very active on campus that day and sent out personalized videos to all of our donors through our Alumni Helping Students initiative, which we collaborated with Dean Martha Sales on. Our alumni board had 100% alumni participation that day, which is incredible. To give Dean Sales the opportunity to have some emergency funding available to support students when they need that help. So again, we're planning our third day of giving for this spring. So that'll be on March 31st, 2026. Our Hilltopper Excellence Awards, second annual. Another wonderful event, sold out proud, really proud of our team and the effort to reimagine our Hall of Distinguished Alumni event into this broader celebration of our Hilltopper community. Those are the recipients from this past year. And we'll be excited at homecoming this year for our third annual Hilltopper Excellence Awards, where we will honor former Regent Nichols and Connie Smith from here in town. So that's our two new inductees into the Hall of Distinguished Alumni. We'll also be honoring Regent Bell and his wife, Kristen, as new honorary WKU alumni for their service to the institution. So that will take place on Thursday, October 30th, as we kick off homecoming this year. Of course, our WKU Spirit magazine continues to be the flagship publication that we send out to about 65,000 homes. It is full of stories of what's happening with our students, our faculty, our alumni. I'm incredibly proud of the work that our team puts into these two pieces. They are recognized regionally and nationally at the case level for the work that we do. It's a collaborative effort across campus. We work with our communications and marketing team centrally. We work with PUD and the provost office and our academic area to, again, really share the stories that are going to share the good work that's happening here on the Hill and beyond. So what's next for us in 2026? We always have something cooking. We introduced Olivia this year. Our team now is working on a student engagement center. We had over 50 students apply
to be alumni video ambassadors, that we are going to hire about 10 of those. And so it's going to be a highly competitive process. We're really excited that they're going to use a lot of digital engagement. They're going to create videos. It's going to be on social media. It's going to engage one-on-one with our donors over an umbrella of an omni-channel marketing effort that will include our direct solicitation campaigns and utilizing our students. We also know that this will help in our enrollment and our admissions efforts as we continue to get more positive, encouraging news out across our channels in the social media. As I mentioned, homecoming will be November 1 on the Hill. So we will have a Friday night parade on Halloween downtown. We're working with our partners downtown to think how we time that, given it's Halloween and the engagement in our community around Halloween. Of course, Thursday 30th will kick off with the Hilltopper Excellence Awards. So teams are planning for that. Once Upon a Hill will be the theme. We're currently working on all the design and materials that will go out with that. Again, we have several exciting gift announcements to come in the fall that we've also worked on in the past few months, and we'll continue to work to raise more engagement. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you, Amanda. Any questions for me?
I'd just like to congratulate the whole team. My job's really easy. I just show up when that, the table is set, or even after the table's set. So it's a tremendous group of folks, and the partnership also with the College Heights Foundation. It creates tremendous relationships with our alumni and folks who have resources and want to invest. And the thing that sometimes we lose sight of is that in the past 8 years, we've had the 6th largest fundraising totals during that period of time. And so one of the things that we've been better at as an institution of late is growing internal talent, but also holding folks accountable for the work of fundraising. So those of you who know my background and Casey's background is in fundraising. It's my area of research. But what we've done is create, from my perspective, a model system where if you do the activity, the outcome will occur. And to do that, you have to have development officers doing the cultivation, stewardship, and obviously solicitation. We have a program and a system in place now that both grows our internal talent, but also holds them accountable for doing the hard work that actually is development. So I want to congratulate the whole team, but Amanda's leadership for that. And it's produced remarkable successes for our university.
Congratulations, Amanda. Good year. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, I move that the board go into closed session as provided in KRS 61.810, subparagraph 1 for the following discussion. Deliberation on the future acquisition or sale of real property by the university.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?